Friends and family, you are welcome to Yola Naturals, where we discover natural sweetness. And today we are going to learn how to make some homemade blood tonic with turkey berries. Turkey berries have many health benefits like preventing cancer, correcting menstrual disorder, and many more. But today we want to focus on its benefits on increasing low blood level. Turkey berries are rich in iron and help to produce more red blood cells in the body. So if you are anemic, or you just gave birth, or you don't even have the appetite to eat well and healthy, then this recipe is just perfect for you because it is natural with no additives at all. So you know what? Just stay tuned as we kickstart on this amazing natural blood tonic. I have the turkey berry plant in my backyard, so I just went there and plucked out some of the turkey berries. And now this is the quantity that I got from there. So what I'm going to do now is to pluck out the berries from its spines, and then I'm going to wash them thoroughly. To pour them into a bigger bowl so that I can wash them very well. So I'm going to heat some water, and this water is what I'll be using mostly here because we are using the fresh berries like that. We are not going to boil it so that we can get rid of the dirt easily. This heated for about 3 minutes long. Now I sprinkled some salt on it to help kill any germs that it might have accumulated. So the hot water would also help cleanse it thoroughly, and I would repeat the same step. But for the second time, I wouldn't be adding the salt because we don't want our end product to taste salty. And I'm rinsing the bowl because I'm not done washing the berries. Our turkey berries are now clean and ready to be blended. I am using a glass blender for this because it blends smoothly and quickly for me. Especially as turkey berries are quite hard, it will be suitable to use a glass blender if you have one in order to get a smooth texture. So I washed it thoroughly and poured the berries in it, and now I'm going to blend it with the heated water and add some cold water to it to make it look warm because we don't want our juice to end up being hot. As you blend, you would realize that the color is going to change from green to brown to dark brown, and this is very normal because it oxidates quickly when you split it open. Now when it is done blending, don't strain it right away because it will be very foamy. So you wait for it to settle first. You will see 3 layers as it is settling, with the foam on top of it like this, the pulp in the middle, and the juice beneath. So you wait till all the foam is done settling till you can only see 2 layers like we have right here. So as I'm opening it, you would realize that all the foam is done settling just like that. Yes, so we have the pulp floating on the juice. So this is when you can start straining, otherwise you lose some of the juice to the foam. So I'm straining it now. What I'm doing is that I am scooping out the pulp to strain it first before I strain the juice. Now this makes it easier to strain without adding extra water. So you press it down like that till almost nothing is coming out. So now I'm just going to pour the juice through the strainer and press it down as well. So you press it down like that till almost no juice is coming out. So like you can see, almost nothing came out. So looking at the pulp, you can see that I still have some unblended berries in there. So I'm just going to re-blend everything again. I'm repeating the same step of straining, but this time around we are not waiting for it to settle because we've already blended it, so it's light. We don't need to wait for this to settle. This time around it blended so smoothly. Just look at that consistency, so smooth, a very smooth texture. Now the pulp is what we are going to use for the powder. I can as well add the leaves and the spines, but for today I'm only using the pulp. So I'll just get a flat tray, clean it up and spread it out on it so that I can dry it outside in the sun. So I spread it out for there to be spaces so that it can dry early. As I am waiting for the pulp to dry, I'm going to re-strain and bottle up the juice that I got. So you see we have some of the pulp in the juice that we strained first. So this time around I used a mini strainer in order to get the pulp that was left in the juice. So I'll be adding this little pulp that we got to what I'm drying outside, and now I have to strain it for the last time to trap all the pulp that is left in the juice. So I'm using a tea strainer now. So like you can see now all the pulp is trapped, and this time around it looks very moist. I'm going to use an old juice glass bottle to bottle it up, and the reason why I love to use glass bottles to bottle up my juice is because it keeps them longer for me and is airtight as well. I pass the juice through a strainer, but you can totally ignore this part. So now our turkey berry juice is ready and we'll sit over there whilst we wait for our powder. So now let's check on the pulp. It has to be crunchy, dry, and not stick to the fingers, which means it is completely dried now. And that was about 3 hours in the sun. I am using a dry blender to blend this up into a powdery form and sieve it with a spice siever. So use a flat plate so that you don't end up losing some of the powder. I would re-blend the remains and add it to it. And like you can see, this did not blend well, so we'll just re-blend it to give it a smooth consistency. Well, I don't like mine to be very smooth, so I wouldn't sieve it again. I'm just going to add it to it like that and mix everything together to give it an even texture. But if you want it very smooth, then you would have to sieve it again and discard the roughage. So our turkey berry powder is ready, very smooth and dry, and you can pour this into a spice bottle and store it in your kitchen and add it to your stews and to your soups. So I poured some of the juice into an ice molder and then served myself chilled with it and poured some of the powder over it. So instead of ice, you can just use some of the juice to replace the ice and enjoy it. This is very, very nutritious. Try some at home. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more videos.